Hello everyone, this is Cafriel, and I'm pleased to be bringing you another episode of Let's Play Vantage Master. This episode will be fighting against a Duke. Dukes have reasonably high speed. He has equal speed to our Adventurer. High magic power, he definitely beats us in that. Kinda low defenses and physical attack, and a move distance of 3, which is a big disadvantage. You'll also notice that with one exception, our newest Nadiel, the enemy master has the Nadiel we got before that, the Holy Beast's Horn to summon the Blacks. And he has all the magic we do. This mission starts bright, but it starts very early in the morning. Therefore, most of the combat is probably going to be taking place during the day. That covers the pre-battle analysis, so here we go. I actually pre-played this one several times because there's 2 ways to do it, and I wanted to see if I could do one that was going to be a little more interesting and show off a little more tactical depth. So first things first, analyzing the enemy master. He has a melee attack, and we already covered the magic and summon lists. You'll notice also that despite the master being a Duke and having 3 move distance, the magic stones are arranged so that he can get them in his 3 move distance. It feels a little cheap because when you're playing a Duke or anything with 3 move points, you have to deal with the disadvantages of it because most of the maps are balanced for a master with 4 move points. Alright, so the first thing we're going to summon is not going to be a Heaven Nadiel. It's daytime, which means that, or it's going to be daytime in the turn of the hour, I think, which means that the Dialma, the Gwen Foss, and the Zamelpen will be extra powerful, and the Marme and Domdaller will be weaker. Before I summon anything, though, I'm going to talk about the Courier Bell. I'm not sure how much I'm going to get to use it this mission. Courier Bell costs 48 MP to summon, which is getting really into the mid or expensive range. It has good attack power and magic power. A melee attack, slightly low end on the speed, especially for Heaven Nadiels, and very low magic defense. The big thing about the Courier Bell is its magic. It can target any hex within 3 hexes, and then it hits that hex and all adjacent hexes. That's very powerful. It's the first real AoE we have available. It's also costly, costing 8 MP to use. Unfortunately, because the master I'm playing with doesn't have that much MP, I'm not going to be able to show off really aggressive magic using strategies with both the Nadiel's magic and the master's magic as much as I would be able to with another master. So what I'm actually going to summon first is a Dialma, because I want something that's fast and is going to be able to catch up after grabbing the 2 magic stones behind my master. But I don't want to summon something that's going to waste MP on overflow when the hour changes and I get MP back. The Dialma fits the bill. And as a bonus, it's also a day type, so it's going to be stronger for the first engagements. Alright. So Dialma is going to grab a magic stone, and the enemy will summon and... okay, a Gwen Foss, and claim that second magic stone. Now, this is where the second, the choice really comes in for what I was going to do. What I'm going to summon is a Gwen Foss, and it will be able to claim that magic stone on the next turn. But I could have also summoned something to be a little bit more aggressive against the enemy Gwen Foss. I chose not to. Again, now I have 2 day Nadiels out of 2 Nadiels summoned. So we can grab that, and you're going to see here that this is a hill. It's height 6, yeah, 6 around the bottom edge. The next line up the green is 7, and then it works its way up towards this plateau over here, which is not really in the way, but it's really important to the battle. And what I'm going to do, instead of pushing down directly at the enemy master, I'm going to try to stay towards the top a little bit more and use some archers to show them off of it. This is also a really good map to be a ranged master on, and is any map that you have height advantage at the beginning. So the Blacks was the clear starting choice because, you know, the enemy master is summoning Heaven Nadials to get some control going. Unfortunately for him, he's really not going to be able to compete in Magic Stone control. He's going to be down Magic Stones, which means our lower magic power won't be as big of a disadvantage as it otherwise could have been. So I do want to get a second Blex now. And first Blex is going to move up towards the center a bit to provide more close-range support, but the second one is going to move right towards that plateau. Now, at this point, my Dialma is actually something of a decoy for the enemy Heaven Nadials. It's sitting on a Magic Stone, it can heal itself on its turns. You know, it's not going to die if it gets hit once or twice. Alright, so the third thing I am going to summon, despite the number of Gwenfoss on the field, is an Aetherian. Because archers are nice. Let's see if I'm going to be able to reach either of those Gwenfoss. No, that's okay though. We'll just go park up there. He can reach them. So we'll use the sub-command menu to see where I can hit it from. And I want to stay as high up as possible, especially if they decide to fly over and go for the Aetherian, at which point I will really want to be able to get back there to heal them. Gwenfoss is just going to wait there. It's going to heal, stay on the Magic Stone, and the Dialma is going to move up and heal the Gwenfoss. Because it's day, it heals 1 extra point of health, 3 instead of 2. And it looks like I will lose the Dialma if he chooses to attack with the second Gwenfoss. However, if he does, then I will get to kill probably both of his Gwenfoss. Alright, so this one is going to die, the one right next to the Magic Stone. Unfortunately, if I move my Gwenfoss right now, the other Gwenfoss will steal this Magic Stone, and I can't really hit anything worth hitting from here. So it's just going to have to wait again. Alright, so what I'm going to do is be extremely aggressive about summoning archers and summon another Aetherian up here. This seems like a somewhat strange move, but the important thing about it is that it can cover this whole area from up there. In particular, it can cover the narrow passageway into this Magic Stone, which forces... Well, we'll be able to cover that Magic Stone once it moves up a little bit, which forces the enemy master to retreat backwards considerably to avoid just being killed by my Aetherians. It's a very nice territorial advantage to gain. And of course I can plink the blacks, or, yeah. Alright, so my blacks can't reach anything from here, and I really want to move up the hill. And I can, in fact, do that to get an angle on that Gwenfoss, so I will do so. Now, I can hit both Gwenfoss from here, but what I'm going to do is kill the one that's vulnerable. And I'm going to hope the other one moves off of that Magic Stone before my second blacks. Ooh. But it went somewhere I wasn't expecting, which is annoying. I can't take the Magic Stone here. If I take this Magic Stone, my Gwenfoss will die, and it won't accomplish anything, because I don't have enough Nadials there to support it. Let's see where this Blacks can reach. Well, it can get the enemy pellet, that's something. So let's see where it's going to have to go to do that. Alright, so now, with the enemy having no water Nadials, what I want to do is advance as far as possible to exert more control. That forces the enemy to play a little bit more defensively. And what my master is going to have to do now is head down the hill to start summoning some water Nadials. The enemy doesn't have anything that's physically aggressive, and it doesn't have anything that's heaven except for that one Gwenfoss. So my very speedy Dialma can head down here, steal this Magic Stone, and heal itself. And he's not going to be able to kick it off that spot easily, because Dialmas have very high physical defense, especially during the day. So let's pick up a Reku, because Rekus are fast, which will help them move quickly over land, and I do need the water natty on the field. Maybe he will be able to kill my Dialma if the Blex gets its shot. Alright, so let's see if I can reach the enemy master from here. Nope. So, now I have a choice. I can go for the Blex or the Habitus. It's not really going to make too much of a difference. I'd really much rather kill the Blex than the Habitus, though, because Blexes are more powerful. But the Habitus isn't on defensive terrain. Looking at the turn orders, I'm not really going to be able to kill either one. I might be able to kill the Habitus, though, because it's got a longer delay. So I am going to attack the Habitus. Going to have to hit it several times to do that, though. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is actually offer up my Gwenfoss as a distraction from the enemy Blacks, sort of, where it has the choice now of attacking my Gwenfoss or killing the Dialma with its Blacks. And neither of those is a great choice for it. Let's see if this Blex can reach the enemy Gwenfoss. It can, but it's going to have to move down the hill to do that. Not quite what I wanted, but I'll live with it. Alright, so we have some solid territorial control now, and there's the Master retreating because of the Aetherians on the hill. Reku moves down the hill, and my other Aetherian can plink the Dome Dowler. Let's see. So I have a choice now with my Master. Am I going to kill this Gwenfoss, which is pretty tempting, or am I going to summon something? And I think I'm just going to kill the Gwenfoss. It's not optimal. Oh, I guess I could have killed it with the Blacks. Oh well. But the issue here is I didn't want the Gwenfoss to be able to kill my Dome Dowler, or my... Yeah, I can words. I didn't want to kill my Dialma. Alright, so now I have a Reku here, and I'm going to be able to start pushing along that narrow corridor soon. Don't want my Gwenfoss to get in the way of the Nadials that'll be trying to kill this Black, so it's actually going to jump down here and also hit the Dialma from behind. Which is sufficient to kill it, which is a perk. And now the enemy has a single Earth, a Water, and a Heaven. But... effect range. So this is the actual effect range of the Aetherian from up here. The Blacks has a slightly lower effect range. You can't reach the enemy Master, but that Marmaze is going to take some damage, which is great. And once I push far enough, what I'm going to do is actually unsummon a good chunk of these. Alright, so the enemy has no Fire Nadials with that Blacks left. So I will summon on my next turn, because I do want to kill that Blacks. And I'm going to be able to do that thanks to the extra damage from my Master. Okay, there goes my Gwenfoss. Not a huge deal. Let's see what the enemy summons. A Pellet. That's an interesting choice. Let's see where my Blacks can reach from here. Not much of use. Plink the Dialma? Sure. Reku finishes off the enemy Blacks. And there's not much left going on here. Gonna end up pushing the enemy just back onto his starting area slowly, unless I can get a flying unit behind him to intercept, which will probably have to be a Gwenfoss, because Courier Belt can't move far enough. I did waste some NP on Overflow, which is somewhat unfortunate, but, you know, it happens. Alright, I am going to summon a Courier Bell just because I want the chance to use it. And I didn't summon on the other side because I don't want to block my Blacks' line of fire against the Gwenfoss. Blacks just can't really shoot over things. They're a little bit disabled that way. Reku leveled up, that's nice. Oh, I can't reach it with the other blacks. Alright, he's just gonna have to wait. And Dialma is going to heal the Gwen Foss, really. Okay. So the position at the moment, the enemy master has been forced to retreat even further, and he's been avoiding summoning water or really fire, I'm guessing, because the Apharians will be reasonably effective against both of them. Which is unfortunate, because I really would have liked to do some more damage with them. But the territorial control, I think, is worth it. Oh no, he's hitting my master. Whatever shall I do? I'm gonna have to summon another healer at this point, I guess, which I really didn't want to have to do quite yet, because I wanted to hold out until I was closer before summoning a Marme. Dialma's just gonna get weaker now. But I guess if he's gonna summon a Fire Nadiel, I can live with a Marme now, because you'll note it's evening, it's the neutral time again, and it's heading towards dark. So these Apharians have accomplished their purpose now, and I'll be unsummoning them on my master's next turn. But there's not much to do except just push forwards. I could hit the enemy master, actually, with this. Let's see. But the Dome Dower would be able to hit back, and Courier Bell has such low defense against magic. It's not easy to do. I think I would have lost the Courier Bell if I tried that and not even accomplished anything. Well, might as well plink the Pellet. And Pellet has such low physical defense that you can actually do that successfully. Actually, I'm going to hold off one more turn because there's going to be another fight here. And going to need to summon, let's see. Actually, what I am going to summon here is, where do I want to summon it to? Yeah. I'll take a slight risk, and I'm going to summon a Gwen Foss here with the aim of jumping across to steal those magic stones and maybe finish this up a little bit faster. Okay, so another Marme. No big deal. Blexes are starting to have a little bit of trouble reaching things now because of their firing angle limitations. They just can't shoot over anything ever. Let's see. I have magic to spare. What's the turn order looking like? Dome Dower goes next. What's his move range? Yeah, he's gonna be able to hit me if I move. Alright. So I'm just gonna zap that Dialma, which one hit kills it from behind. And I'm pretty sure that targeting for, or the considered angle for attacking with AoE magic is based on where the center position is, and I'm not sure how it works if you target the hex the enemy unit is on. Alright. So I'm not actually going to be able to deal any damage with my Gwen Foss here. I will force him to heal on his next turn with the Marme, but that's all I can really accomplish. And then I'm going to advance and summon a Faran Cell to start dealing with that Marme. Reku cannot reach the enemy Dome Dower, so it will just advance. Heals the Master. And the Pellet is going to move down, but still leaving one of those magic stones open, and he'll be able to cover it. Well, that's a pain. Alright. Alright, this Blex is really not accomplishing anything else. I'm going to keep one of them alive just to discourage the enemy from using more magic or more Heaven Nadiels. But I'm going to destroy the other one because it's just not doing enough. Fire and Cell gets a rear attack on the enemy Marme, which is good because I want to deal as much damage as possible to it before night falls. Alright. Time to get rid of some of these. Let's see. Let's get rid of this one. And the Therians. Alright, so I'm not sure what the best thing to summon here is, and I'm definitely gonna summon something. The enemy doesn't have much left. He's gonna be able to summon something cheap next turn. But I do have almost all the elements available. I think I'll go for a Dumb Valor because, you know, why not? AoE magic is nice. Marmy's just keeping up. Now, my Courier Bell cannot really harm the Marmay or the Pellet. They both have very high magic defense. But by sitting there, he can reach across for next turn. Oh, look, and he left that Magic Stone open for me. How nice. Remember, the faster you win, or you win faster by stealing Magic Stones and preventing the enemy from being able to continue summoning. Especially in a blockade situation like this one. Now, it's nighttime, or it's going to be nighttime at the turn of the hour, so I'm just not going to be able to accomplish much more. Really want to break this barricade so I can get across and finish things off. But in the meantime, my Heaven Nadials are doing enough for that. I believe my Dome Dower will be able to finish it with melee, and I don't want to use the magic because it'll hit too many of my things here. Yes. Great. Courier Bell, wounded though he is, can now jump across and blast the enemy master with some more magic. The enemy master will probably be able to kill it. Oh, maybe not. It has high enough physical defense. And he summons another Pellet because that's really all he can afford at this point. Alright, my master can break through now. No point in summoning more Nadials, they'll just get in the way and clutter things up. And that pretty much wraps up this video. Unfortunately, there is going to be another cutscene after this mission. I think I'll be able to find something to talk about, though. So, let's see. Oh, he summoned another Dialma. Alright. So hopefully this was informative. Let's see. Can my blacks reach the enemy master? No. Well, in that case, he might as well just poke the Dialma. This will end sooner or later. Hopefully sooner. Yes, very nice. Courier Bell's delightful magic. There are a few other Nadials with ranged magic, but there's only one other Nadial with ranged AoE magic. That makes the targeting abilities of the Courier Bell very valuable. It's especially good in tight situations like this where you want to be able to blast like the entire enemy army at once. Let's see. Not able to kill the Pellet. Oh well. Dome Dower can finally get through though. And do some unnecessary collateral damage to my entire forces, including my master. But that's good enough because it finishes off the enemy master. Okay. So we can see here that my Aetherians actually averaged pretty high amounts of SAT, all things considered, given that they were just chilling out on top of that ledge there. You know, they weren't the best. They did outdo my Gwenfoss. My Courier Bell, obviously, because it was hitting a lot of things, got a lot. And the Blexes also did very well. From this mission, I get an additional magic defense, some more MP, of course, and the Holy Wooden Statue to summon the Gyabro. which is not as much of a bro as you'd expect. It actually looks kind of funny, but we'll see that next video. And here we go with the story cutscene. So I'm going to take this opportunity to talk a little bit more about some of the stuff we haven't seen and maybe aren't going to get a chance to show off. Because with the introduction of the Courier Bell now, we're seeing a lot more magic getting thrown around. Masters with higher magic power, in addition to being able to summon and maintain more Nadials, they're also more able to fuel their Nadials' magic abilities, which means their healing abilities, stuff like the Zamelpen's Freeze, the Pellet's Restoration, but also, very importantly, their magical attacks. I think this Master is probably towards the lower end of what's going to be able to sustain any sort of magical attack usage. But the Master with much higher magic power can use their Nadial's magical attacks almost every turn if they really want to, under many circumstances. And we're going to see some more magic attacks providing variety, like the Gyobro, and we're going to see a couple melee Nadials that are straightforward combat units that also have ranged magical attacks that fire in straight lines. Gonna see some more status magic. The Heaven Nadials have the most magic overall. Water, not so much. Fire, also not so much. There's only 2 Fire Nadials with magic, unfortunately. Actually, Water has a decent amount. And Earth has a variety of magical types. So I'm not going to get to show off as many of those as often as I would like to. And also the Master's Magic, which we're going to start acquiring more of in the next few missions. But, you know, I'll talk about that more later when we've earned them. For now, I'm going to call this a complete episode and sign off. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.